Hey everybody, welcome to the first battles of the new season, season 13. For today's video, are bringing the newly buffed Noctowl. I mean, granted, not new to the meta by any means, just buffed. We got Unova Stunfisk, which Zionic was definitely showcasing in his video yesterday, I believe, at the time of recording this video. Which, he's not wrong. This thing is an excellent core breaker. It can put up a fight with Galarian Stunfisk, Steelix, and the Flyers. Obviously, between Thundershock or Mudshot, it is Thundershock or Mudshot, excuse me, I wasn't sure if I said that right. It is up to preference. And your coverage, obviously, Pelipper will not appreciate Thundershocks, but then Steelix's won't appreciate the Mudshots. And then to round out the team, well, maybe not round out, but to finish the team, we have, it doesn't show it. I need to find out how to figure out the shadow gifts, a Shadow Machamp. So let's get right into these battles. So this team was incredible, actually. I went on a 19-game win streak to start the season. Now, granted, as you're going to see, like right here, people are running way more Spice than I am. This team is not Spice by any stretch of the means. I just wanted to see how well this core worked. And the plus, now that Steel types might, more Steel types, different tanks might be coming back. Machamp's got a chance to shine too. So, yeah, Jinx is good. I know with Confusion, so we definitely need to stay away, keep the Machamp away from that. As you can see, we're going to go for this cross chop here against the Castform. And, so the backline was very weak to Shadow Machamp very clearly. And thankfully, since Jinx doesn't have an Ice-type fast move, Noctowl, Unova Stunfisk are sitting very pretty because Confusion takes time to get to its moves. I'm going to come back in with Jinx. I'll throw one counter, throw a cross chop, throw another counter, throw a cross chop. I believe this Confusion will be taking out the Machamp. But as you can see, Machamp is so glassy that, look at that. I took out a Jinx with 2 cross chops and 2 counters. Look at that. That is a good gain to my opponent. Appreciate the Jinx spice, though. And then, Castform's definitely got some spice to it, I would say. Oh, my Atlanta. So, yeah, I'll show you a couple sets here. All right, we got Noctowl versus Ambipom. Again, opponents are definitely meeting me in the spice category. It's like I am not known for spice. I have to be very conservative in my dust. I haven't even invested. I'm still working on my Lickitung from last season, which I'm almost done. 5 more XL candies. But anyway, back to the battle. So we're just going to keep farming up. I have no idea what this Ambipom has until then, at least, so it's low sweep. Then they have Pignite, and I'm just like, oh, brother. So we managed to get the Ambipom to half health. Now we got 2 Sky Attacks loaded, and we're just going to go for it. We're going to go for these Sky Attacks. And look, we already had both shields down on the opponent's side, so this Sky Attack should be taking out the Pignite. Boom, let's go. And then we have a Mantine, another Pokemon that received the buff to Wing Attack. So definitely would recommend Wing Attack on Mantine, folks. 8 energy per move, 4 per turn. That is definitely better than Bubble. We're just going to let this go because I'm running Thundershock on my own Unova Stunfisk. This is gonna be a good game. I can literally farm down. They need to throw Ice Beams to hurt me, and an Ice Beam will not KO. So I am not shielding a thing here. They actually have Water Pulse, so props to my opponent on running Water Pulse. Just spicy move right there. They're going to come back with Ambipom, and look here. It's a good game. This game's already over. And then I just snipe with the Machamp to show him my 3rd Pokemon. So that is a good game to my opponent. Very well played. Alrighty, on to the next game here. Another beautiful thing about a new season, queue times are non-existent in the grand scheme of things. Alrighty. We got Noctowl versus Mewtwo, Shadow Mewtwo. So I'm like, oh no, keep this Machamp away. And it's a Confusion Mewtwo. Now, granted, these Confusions are chunky. Noctowl is a bulky mon, as you can see. And then I kind of just, froze because I'm just like, holy crap, they brought a camera up into the Great League. And this is the Great League remix, by the way. I should have said that earlier. My fault. So I throw a Sky Attack, I get a shield. And they just keep farming. I'm like, let's track another. They can only do 1 more before they're at 100. They might be at 100 energy already. Yeah, they're definitely at 100 energy. I don't know why they were farming. So, yeah. Oh, my goodness. I feel so bad for this opponent. And then a Thundershock, of course, is doing no damage due to the ground typing. And I am going to shield. I'm like, it's a ground type. Got no ground type move. All that jazz. So they're going to come in with Golbat. And, again, this is, again, the fast move. Energy-wise, gains is the same. It's just whatever coverage you want. So definitely Thundershock works better against the Flyers. Mudshot works better against the tanks and the steel. And tanks/steels, that take super effective damage from ground type moves. So we're taking out the Golbat, and then it's just the Mewtwo left. So this is going to be a good game. As I should be able to reach even a cross chop with the Machamp, though that is freaking scary to even try. So thankfully we don't need to try it, and that is a good game. If you're liking the content, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. Always helps out. Alrighty then, on to the next match here. So I got the IVs here for you, okay? Definitely Noctowl. Could definitely get some improvement in the HP department. But anyway, we got a Crawdon here. I'm going to swap right away into Machamp. I mean, it's a new season. I wasn't trying to do well with this team. I mean, it's just like, I wanted to try out. I figured Noctowl and Unova Stunfisk would be great. I just wasn't going for a streak. And then, boom, I ran a Rock Slide on the Golbat. I mean, I'm losing track of the battle here. It's hilarious. I mean, oh my word. I mean, they had to get the Crawdon out of there right away, but they didn't call the Rock Slide correctly. They were calling for a cross chop. So I'm just going to go for the Rock Slide, get the shield back. And I didn't even shield against the Golbat. Holy crap. Like, again, I'm talking too much. Lol. I just let the Machamp go down as Machamp did its job, getting me shield advantage and switch. Heck, going against a Golbat. So we're coming in with Noctowl. Sludge Bomb will do some nice chip damage. We're going to go for these Sky Attacks here. And yep, and then we have Crawdon here. So Thundershock is definitely a plus for water types here. We're going to let this go. We do, and they're running Bubble Beam. So definitely, again, these are rank 1 battles. The spice and the movesets are going to be atypical in some cases. And that's, we all start from the same place, especially when you don't have the resources. It hurts. And maybe this is a point I wanted to try Bubble Beam. Who knows? But we're going to let that Bubble Beam go through. And I could have swapped out, maybe try to snipe, though with Thundershock, very hard to do. But I'm just going to go for another Sky Attack here. And that is a good game. 2 shield flexing again. But again, these are early ranked battles, so the 2 shield flexing not as impressive, really, in this case. Though fun to do. Alrighty, hopping into the next match here. We have Noctowl versus Drifblim. So, decent neutral lead. We do have to be careful of Icy Winds, but one Icy Wind will not take us out. And if I believe this to be correct, that Drifblim is running Astonish. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to go straight for the Shadow Balls this first time. I'm not even going to try baiting. It's a 1-move difference. Not worth it. I will let this go. I don't even know the counts for Astonish, so I'm just like, I'm not even trying at this point. It's like, holy moly, the spice on these guys. Unova Stunfisk will also be able to do pretty well decently against Drifblim with the Thundershock Discharge combination. I do believe I shield this up because I just want to maintain switch if at all possible. And then I go for Shadow Ball. So let's see if this can take out the Drifblim despite being double debuffed. Bang, let's go. It does. And now we have a Wigglytuff here. And then I farm up to the Sky Attack, and then I swap out the Stunfisk because I want to get rid of that debuff there. We're going to go for Discharges here. So, Discharge is a little more energy, but Mud Bomb is also not the best move in terms of damage per energy. It's a spammy move. It's not a powerful move. And that is definitely the weakness with Unova Stunfisk, beyond obviously no coverage for its weakness of Grass, is that Discharge and Mud Bomb are not known for being heavier hitting moves, like even an Avalanche would be. They come in with an Escavalier, so I'm going to go for these Discharges as they do more energy. Now, granted, I believe it's always 5 Thundershocks to discharge, where Mud Bomb, like with any Mudshot clone, is going to be 5-4, 5-4. If you've ever ran Whiscash or, done Hydro Cannon with Swampert, that it's just like that. They come back with Wigglytuff. We're able to basically get rid of them, and that is a good game. So that was the first set here. Right, here's the second set. Just note, I forgot to record the first battle of this set. So this is the set that shows where the streak ends toward the end here. So to start off in this first of the last 4, we got Noctowl versus Dragonite. So Dragonite is a threat in the meta because of superpower. Look here. Even with Hurricane, honestly, against Fairy types, it ain't doing much. It ain't doing that much at all. with superpower, it can handle the steel and ice type, especially with proper energy management and shield management. So, I believe they swapped in a double. We're going to respond with our Machamp. We will be shielding because 2 body slams will definitely take us out, and or a crap load of the double kicks depending on the damage a body slam does. Machamp is glassy. So we're able to take switch. We're going to keep going. I'm just going to go straight for cross chop because Dragonite, I don't think that's one was shadow, especially if it was a shadow, is particularly glassy, and it's already it was at half HP, so we're just going to get that low. Machamp did its job. We're going to farm down with whatever mom we want to come in with. Probably Unova Stunfisk. Yep, that makes sense. And we're able to farm down before they get off a move, which is fantastic. All right, they come with Vigoroth. So we got to be careful of the bulldoze, but since we are just head on to energy, I am hoping in this moment that I am able to just outpace to the, I believe, 4 discharges I'm going to need to take out the Vigoroth, even if they do bait me with a body slam. And in this case, I recognize I can go for 2 Mud Bombs and be totally fine. Mud Bomb, we're going to go for it. I don't remember in this moment as of recording if I have a move on the Noctowl. Okay, I must, yeah. I was 1 away, I tried to snipe, and they recognize that, and they have to throw. So I should be able to get to the Mud Bomb in time before they get to a Bulldoze, because they should be well more than 5 counters away from a Bulldoze. And, of course, it looks like I was correct, so we were able to get that Mud Bomb, and that's going to be a good game to my opponent. Very well played. So we extend the streak by another win. Alrighty, we're going to be hopping into the next match here shortly. Hopefully, thank you for your patience as I kind of just keep adding on and improving the quality of my videos here. Alrighty, hopping into the next match. We have Jumpuff versus Noctowl. So, this is different now than before the previous season. If you're watching, was it the, oh gosh, which regionals was it? Which regionals? I forget. The recent regionals, not the Stuttgart that's happening like as of recording this video, but you know what I'm talking about, where Jumpuff took out a Noctowl toward the end there of day 1 in that regional. All right, so they swap into Empoleon. We're going to respond with Machamp. We will just shield and farm down as we can get this shield back with the Rock Slide. Now, with Fairy Wind, it is a 2-turn move, so they will always quote-unquote sneak versus the Bullet Seeds, which would have been great with timing. We are able to get to the Cross Chop. They will probably shield as well. This move, they do not, though, so we take out a Jumpuff. Let's go. All right, so we have a Galvantula. We want them to expand their energy, and we also want to get shields, but this should be a good game as lunge will, it's going to take 2 lunges and the additional Volt Switch damage to even take out my Stunfisk at the very least, if not 3 lunges. So we're sitting pretty here. We are going to shield up the Noctowl as we have so much energy to use, and Stunfisk will be fine on its own without shields at this point. So again, we get the shield. And again, we're timing this. We throw 1 Sky Attack to their 1 Volt Switch. That way we get 2 turns in their 4 turns. And they don't get to throw off a move just in case. And look at that. They have 1 HP in a Dream. And Thundershock will be enough to take care of the Galvantula. So that is going to be a good game to my opponent. Very well played. Woo! Alrighty, next match we have Noctowl versus Meganium. A fantastic lead. Need to keep this my Unova Stunfisk away from the Meganium. I should be swapping out immediately, but oh my god, it's there were definitely some games even today where I was just like, I fudged up a lead so bad in a different team I was running today that even FP6s ran out. I'm just like, I should have won that game, but I played so poorly. I was stupid. So yeah, again, I should have swapped down to Unova Stunfisk right away, especially since I have Thundershock. Much better fast move for this situation. It's gonna take 2 discharges plus the Thundershocks to get it, as you know, as the flying Umbreon is so dang tanky, as we all know. Alright, we're gonna go for another discharge here. Yep. If only Appa was a real life Bison. Alright, they come in with Meganium. Not surprising. I believe we got the 2 shields. We're going to shield this up. They are switched lock. We will be swapping back into the Noctowl. And then they freeze. I'm not sure what's happening, but, I mean, granted, it wasn't going to change this matchup in particular. Granted, Noctowl was going to be, losing health here. Frenzy Flame not taking us out, and they decided to surrender. So, unfortunately, I don't know if the game froze on them, whatever happened. So I do feel bad when that happens. But I mean, I don't know what the third Pokemon was, but unless it was like the hardest counter to my back line, I don't think it was going to matter. So, alrighty, we got one last match for you, and this is the match where the streak ended, unfortunately. It definitely was a winnable game, but sometimes you make decisions, even though you don't know what's in the back, and it does not pay off. So, definitely Steelix can handle Unova Stunfisk when it's facing a Thundershock Stunfisk. That is definitely a big con when you're in this game right here. It takes 3 Mud Bombs still to take out a Shadow Steelix if you're running Thundershock. I believe with the Mud Bombs, even if the 9 Mud Shots plus 2 Mud Bombs is not enough, the additional Mud Shots should be able to take out the Steelix before, or at least by the time you get to the 3rd Mud Bomb. So like that's huge. As you can see, the Thundershocks do no damage. So I have to throw a 3rd Mud Bomb here, and look at that. So granted, we managed to win the matchup here, but they got Noctowl. So we got to come in with our own Noctowl. And this also shows just how sometimes what can happen when you're not used to using a Mon or haven't used it in a while. Granted, I know, hint, I know Shadow Machamp is very glassy, but sometimes you just forget. So we're going to throw these Sky Attacks here. We should be shielding soon. I should have shielded here, honestly, in hindsight, but I'm going to trust in my Shadow Machamp, and you're going to find out how that was a mistake. Alrighty, we will throw the Sky Attack here. Yep, I should have shielded, and it's a Pelipper. So that's going to be a good game, as these wing attacks are chunking way too much gosh dang health for the Pelipper. I needed to shield my Noctowl. Basically, I had to get the shields away before Machamp came out. Otherwise, I was not going to win this game. So I might have still lost, but this is definitely I could have made this game a lot closer at the very least. So, yeah, that's going to be a good game to my opponent, and we end the streak on the 20th game of the season right there. So, yeah, that was an incredible run with this team. Obviously, I'm not going to say I recommend it. I mean, I recommend for meta matches, the Stunfisk Noctowl core. That is definitely going to be a core I think you're going to see a lot. If not necessarily Unova Stunfisk, something that can handle the tanks. I mean, we'll still see the Galarian Stunfisk for sure, but, I mean, there's going to be a shift in the meta for the tanks and, of course, the anti-tanks, I think, because we're going to see flyers. Like, it's going to happen, okay? Like, Pelipper and Noctowl are so strong. I mean, I actually just saw FP6's new video of using Pelipper. He used his team that he's used plenty of times. Stunfisk, Galarian, Pelipper, Safe Swap, and in Venusaur in the back, he used a Shadow. Strong team. I've done one set with it, went 3-2, should have been 4-1, but like earlier, I played one game so stupidly. I literally had this guy like semi to hard countered, and it was, yeah. But anyway, this team, pretty fun to run. If you like the content, again, hit that like button and the subscribe button. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.